Hello, hello, hello. This Organic Chef. Haven't seen you guys in a while. I've been in the trenches, but I'm good. Hope you guys are well and you're safe with you and your families, and getting ready to embark on to summertime. So I like to do infusion of recipes through different ethnic cultural type foods and spices and ingredients. So today we're going to make some butter shrimp. That's right, we're going to do some butter shrimp. So I've substituted some ingredients that makes it vegetarian and or vegan friendly outside of the shrimp. You can also use vegetables in place of the shrimp, but for those of you who are looking for a midway, intervention, to eat healthy, I have used some shrimp in this recipe to help you guys out. So all about eating healthy, being health conscious of what we're eating, and being healthy. So this dish is going to be accompanied with some jasmine rice, but that's not what this recipe is all about. The rice is being cooked in a rice cooker, done. It's all about how we're doing this butter shrimp and vegetable recipe right now. So come on back, let's make some butter shrimp. So let's start with the ingredients that we're using today. I've got some organic tomato sauce, just a can of organic tomato sauce. That's it. Of course, I got some wild caught Argentinian shrimp that still have the shell on. We're gonna peel them. I always prefer the shell. We are also going to be using coconut in place of whole milk or any type of heavy cream in our process. Along with that, to make so we have some vegetables. I always like to have greens. I like peas. My daughter don't like peas, so I went with the broccoli because she likes broccoli. So we're using some broccoli and some cauliflower. I also have some shallots that we're going to use for our onions. 3 cloves of garlic. And I'll do the quantities as I'm going when I'm cooking so you can know how much I used in this recipe. I've got some cashew cream nut cheese. So I'm gonna use this at the end as a finish to my sauce. So it has a nice nutty flavor. It also has some scallions. This you can also buy in your regular grocer or a farmer's market. It's just a cashew cream cheese alternative to regular cheese. So I like to use stuff like this because I'm lactose intolerant, so it works. I can also make this cashew cream cheese in my deluxe cooking blender. I ain't lying. I also using some Earth Balance butter that's made with olive oil. It has a nice creamy texture. I like the flavor and the taste of it instead of using your traditional butter for butter chicken. Our skillet's already heating up. I'm using my 12-inch, 10-inch skillet here. A little bit of acidity from some lime juice just to give it a nice pop at the end. And I've got some coconut amino acids that I'm using just to give it some umami flavor. I told you, this is fusion cooking that I'm doing here. So along with this, I'm going to use a Korma seasoning spice, which has fennel, it has cumin in it, it has coriander, it has garam masala, it has a nice earthy, spices, that are authentic to the recipe. So I'm just going to use my Korma spice to use that instead. So let's get cooking. I'm going to put a little bit of grapeseed oil in the pan for right now. And let's get our onions in. I'm just peeling the skins off, cutting the end off. Got my junk bowl over here, you can't see it. So what's everybody doing getting ready for the summertime? Children are getting to be out of school, depending on where you live in the country. You got plans, what's going on? I will be going back home to see my family. And that's what I like to do in the summertime with my daughter, since she's off from school, and we get to hang out together for a little while. It's always nice to see family, right? So I'm just giving it a rough chop here. However you want your onions to be, however you want them to cook. Some people want them cut really small. They don't want to see it. They don't want to taste it. They want it to melt. Me, I love veggies. I love vegetables. I love onions. So it doesn't matter to me. So I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I don't want my onions to scorch or to burn. I just want them to cook down. I'm not going to add any salt to my recipe because the amino acids from the coconut amino acids, it has a lot of sodium in it. So that's what I'm going to use to put salt into my recipe as opposed to using salt. If you don't have that, you can also use any type of kosher salt or sea salt at home if you cannot find that, but I found it in my local grocery store. They also have regular amino acids. It doesn't have to be the coconut amino acids that you can also use for that recipe. So we're good there. Let's get our garlic going. So I'm using my garlic press. What's fun about the garlic press is that you don't have to take any of the skin out. Boom! And whatever's left, let's take the back of my knife and I slide it. Done, son. I think my dog ate the other clove of garlic. It's good for your health, so I'm not going to do her any harm, I'm sure. So here we go. Done. So you can mince your garlic if you like. Whoo, there we go, all that flavor. So I like to put in herbs in the beginning of my recipe and then hit it at the end because I want them to be bright, vibrant, and fresh. But for this recipe, I'm definitely gonna put my cilantro in now. And I'm not chopping it. I just want to make sure it has some leaves and some stems, and I'm just breaking it. So for right now, what I'm going to do is get cracking on the shrimp to pull the shells out because it's almost time to put our sauce in and our Korma Spice. What you can do in the beginning is use your Korma Spice in the beginning to flavor your oil. Or you could put it in now. No rhyme or reason for me. Sometimes I do it in the beginning, sometimes I do it now. For this recipe, I'm doing it now. So I don't want to lose the flavor. I want to keep that flavor going throughout this recipe. So right now, I'm just removing the shrimp out of their shells. So for this recipe, I've used about 10 shrimp. Depending on the size of your family or your guest or how many people you're cooking for, you have to adjust the recipe accordingly. Always hungry. Ah, looks great. I love the way my onion's looking right now. Have a nice color. It has that deep rich, it's pulled out all the sugars. It's caramelized. Love that flavor. So, shrimp is here. We're bold. Wash my hands. Okay. We're gonna throw in our sauce. So this is about a 15-ounce can of sauce here. Woo! And I'm gonna add a little bit of water to thin it out. Just a little bit. That's it. So probably about, just about a quarter of a cup of water, but that's it. So remember how I told you I'm using the butter at the end, right? So normally you would put it in the beginning when you're using traditional cow's milk. But this isn't your traditional butter. So a lot of times what happens is that, things tend to separate. So now I'm going to incorporate this butter that I'm using, the Earth Balance, and I'm going to use the Korma seasoning. So just like I was telling you before, it's got coriander, cumin, anise, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, fennel, fenugreek, cayenne pepper, black pepper, caraway seeds, and turmeric. So everything I need is right in here. So that's about 3 tablespoons of that spice. Here comes my butter. So that was about 3 tablespoons of butter. So now I'm just gonna incorporate my butter and my spices into my sauce. Now, the flavor is going to be in here. This is where all the flavor is going to live and stay. It smells fantastic. You can smell it. So I'm gonna kick up the heat a little bit. It's done. I'm gonna move this out the way. So now at this point, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. You ready? Come with me. Here you go. Okay. Here's the sauces. You can see the cilantro here. It has changed slightly in color. You can see the fat from the Earth Balance butter around the edges. We are now going to add a little bit of a teaspoon of the amino acids. Remember I told you this is going to be my salt. Here is our coconut milk. See, that's the fat. It's about 6 ounces of coconut milk. You see the color of the sauce is changing. It smells wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm gonna add my cashew cream. So we're gonna add our cashew cream now. So like I said, this has got a nice nutty flavor to it. It's got a little twang, I like that. So this is my twist on an authentic original recipe. But I like to have the taste of the cashews, I like that. So at this point in time, I'm just incorporating the cashew cream into the sauce. And if I'm lucky, I'll have like little bits and pieces throughout that I get to taste with the dish. Okay, all been incorporated. Let me give it a taste. Wow, that is so rich. It's so flavorful. I can taste all the spices. It tastes so warm and inviting. You're gonna want this recipe. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little sip of my apple cider. That's good too. Okay, so let's get our veggies in. So the veggies are gonna release a little bit more water, but it's gonna be good. Don't worry. So about a cup of broccoli and cauliflower. And honestly, it doesn't need any salt. That teaspoon of coconut amino acids is perfect. Done, son. Hands. Wash my hands, wash my hands. Okay, at this point in time, I just want to make sure my broccoli and my cauliflower is incorporated. So, if you want to make this recipe vegan and just vegetarian, you can stop right here. So what I'm going to do right now is put a lid on it so it cooks a little bit faster, and then I'm going to add my shrimp, and then this recipe is going to be done. All you have to do is get your rice and pour it right on top. So this is great. It's a quick recipe. It's very easy. These are ingredients that you can buy in just about any grocery store. It's very simple, you know what I mean? Just to change things up, to make things a little bit more healthier than the way that we're doing it. So be right back. Stay tuned. So we're back. Our veggies have been cooking and they're tender. Still have a little crunch to them. Our broccoli is not overcooked. So this is the perfect time to put in our shrimp. We're going to do a squeeze of lime juice. Put my lime in my kitchen irritator so my sink smells nice and fresh. Quick tips, organic chefs. Stay with me, y'all. So this is it. At this point, I'm turning it off. The heat that's already in this pan, as you can see, it's already bubbling. It's gonna cook it all the way through. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Butter shrimp and vegetables. Cooking, as you can see, the shrimp are starting to turn colors. So they're running from translucent to opaque white, and that's what we want. So the pan is now off. I'm going to place my lid on it, and that's it. My butter shrimp with veggies, cauliflower, broccoli, fresh cilantro, organic chef. So our rice is cooked, made in a rice cooker, and our butter shrimp and vegetables is done. It smells so good with that jasmine rice. Holy cow. Okay, so let's plate up. No sliding spoon because I want all the sauce. So we got our jasmine rice here. Nice and fluffy and buttery. I put a little bit of salt, about a half a teaspoon, and I also put about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil. Oh, look at me. Let's get some of this goodness. I'm gonna get some veggies in here. Some sauce. Okay. Put a little piece of cilantro on top. There you have it. Butter shrimp and vegetables. If you want to make this completely vegan or vegetarian, you can definitely remove the shrimp and just add more vegetables. I've done this with green beans. Saute them in garlic and then toss them in with the sauce. Really good. So you could definitely do that. And the more the merrier. Use zucchini, squash, whatever you have on hand at home. Butter shrimp. Let's give it a taste. So I want a little bit of rice. Some veggies. So savory. The spices just melt in my mouth with the rice and the cauliflower. Now I'll do a little bit of the shrimp. Very good. Outstanding. This is scrumptious. Just plain veggies or with some shrimp. Well, I have to eat. Make a plate for China, and we're gonna have our dinner tonight. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being a part. I hope this is a great recipe that you can use. Feel free to adapt and change things as you want, because at home, you're the chef. So you make things how they make sense to you. But this is the base of a recipe that you can use. Be safe out there, and more importantly, keep cooking. This is Organic Chef. This has been a blast. Thank you for letting me come into your homes and cook with you, making healthy food that's clean, that's organic, using healthy living lifestyles and recipes that we can do to stay healthy and to make things more healthy if you're not doing it already. From my organic kitchen to yours, Organic Chef. I'm out.